Hey guys, Mrs. Talk Techie here, and I want to show you my activity that I'm going to be doing with my kiddos the first week of school during remote learning. It's a twist on a digital escape room slash scavenger hunt. All right, guys. So I want to show you firsthand how it looks, and then I want to do a hands-on session. So if you're interested in making this a hands-on session, press pause, grab a copy of this actual template, grab it. It's in the description below, free for you guys. Whoever wants it, feel free to share and put me on a mobile device or on a secondary screen so that we can be doing this together, and you can pause, play, and do this activity at your own pace. First of all, before we actually get started, just letting you know, because your question is going to be, can I do this with my learning management system? Yes. Google Classrooms, Canva, Microsoft Teams, and Schoology, anything that allows you to add a link will work. All right, guys? So basically everything. So Students Lens, the kids just went to their LMS and clicked on that link, and this is what they see. They have the option of listening to this audio or just reading the text. Welcome. I am Miss B, and I'll be your 8th grade social studies teacher this year. I am so excited to get to know you. Here's a little activity to help us learn about each other. Each slide has a little riddle. Can you guess what item I'm talking about? Click on the item to see if you're correct. Best of luck. Alrighty, so the kids are listening, they're reading. Later, you're going to see them actually responding. So think about them practicing their language domains with an activity that's fun. And so the next thing the kids are going to do is click on that next button. And you can add another audio file. I just didn't, just for the sake of time here and efficiency. And it says, I'm passionate and super energized, but I still need this every morning to get me going. We're going to have the kids practice their process skills, start making those, like making inferences. What do you think the teacher's talking about? So their first thing might be like, oh, this cup of coffee right here. Nope, that's not correct. They might be trying to click anywhere here. Let's click back. And so then they continue to click, and maybe they think it's this book and back. And then finally they realize that there's a cup here, and that's the correct one. It says, I absolutely love to drink hot tea. You'll always see me every morning with my large cup of tea. Can you guess who my favorite baseball team is? So I start to let the kids know a little bit about me, who their teacher is, start to try to build some rapport as well. And so then the kids have to click on this link right here. That link's actually taking them to Flipgrid. Flipgrid is an amazing free for educators web tool that really empowers kids by giving them a voice. So this is what I did. I have a topic here, and I created this within this same Flipgrid platform. So I'm going to click play. I figured it out. I love drinking my tea. My herbal tea, it's hot tea. I drink it every day. If we are in the traditional. And so I just tell the kids, hey, you did it. Look, if we were able to be in class, you'd see me with my cup of hot tea all day, drinking it, just so that they can start really understanding who's my teacher. And I start to tell them I love the Atlanta Braves. They're my favorite baseball team. I used to coach high school softball. I used to play ball myself. What's your favorite sports? Or what's your favorite food or drink? And just because I want to start building that open line of communication. After that, I prompt them to make sure that they respond themselves here, that I am going to be listening to them. And so they're going to record their own response here. These are my demos because, of course, we always have to practice. But the reason why I want them to start recording with an activity that's fun like this is because that's going to be the expectation for the rest of the year. I'm going to be using this platform to check for understanding throughout the year using my content. So I want to set them up and start practicing already, set that foundation and that expectation for them. So once they respond, they're going to go back and they're going to click on the next button. And here's their next activity. And it says, you might say that my hands are full, but I always respond with, you should see my heart. And so maybe they might click on the little puppy dog right here? And the answer is no, although she does fill my heart. But in this case, I'm actually talking about my children. And so I'm going to click on my children right here. And it says, my heart is full. I have triplet 8-year-olds and a 5-year-old. Yes, my hands are full, but so's my heart. And so I did personalize it. You can choose not to. You can choose to make this mini scavenger hunt into a learn about your classroom for the year. So instead of clicking on a picture of your children, they might click on something that talks about what the expectations are for the academic school year. So then they click on the link, and again, another Flipgrid, a little video that I've recorded fast, hey guys, and easy, talking to them about a little bit about my family. I want to get to know about my kids. A lot of the times, even within the traditional setting, it's hard to actually sit down and get to talk to our kids personally and get to know them. This actually opens up that opportunity to learn about our kiddos, and they learn about us as well. Moving on, they would respond here as well, and you would get all your responses here, and you could hear the kiddos and learn about them. And I think it's really important to build these opportunities. So after this, they click next. And in this case, I only did 2 clues. You can choose to do as many or as few clues as you'd like, but I only did 2 just for the sake of the efficiency of this tutorial. What do you guys think? I love it. I hope you guys liked it. So if you're ready and you have your stuff already set up, your 2 screens, then let's get started. Your template should say template all about us escape room. Mine will say something different, but they're the same presentation slides. All right, guys? So let's get started. The very first thing we're gonna do is I've already made a template classroom for you. I wanna show you a couple of little tips and tricks on how to add images here. The first thing is you can always add from within Google Slides. So if you go to Insert Image, Search the Web, you can actually search for images here, such as, let's say, backpack, and let's add the word transparent. And click on that, and then you'll get all these images. For the most part, they are transparent. Sometimes they're not. So I'm gonna go through these, and I'm gonna find a backpack. For example, this one right here, the black and the gold. If you're following along, you can choose the same one. And I'm going to click and drag it over. Now, we make sure that they are proportionally right. So we grab it from the corner and drag it down just to make sure that it's almost, like it should be. And I'm gonna put it right here, down here at the bottom of my desk, maybe even a little bit smaller. That's good enough. And so now I have that one. That's one way of adding images. You can also go to Google and add them there as well. I wanna show you another quick trick. Type vase and then transparent. I wanna show you something cool that I use all the time. I'm gonna find this one that has the 2 vases within one image, and I'm gonna drag it over. And I want to show you something. Just because there's an image with 2 things doesn't mean we can't use it. You can double click on it, on the image. And when you double click on an image, it automatically activates that crop feature. And now I can grab this side and crop out one of the images. And now I just have the vase. I can also copy it, Control C, Control V, paste it, and now I have another one, right? But check this out, double click, and now if I click and drag, I can bring that one that I had cropped out and put it in its place. And now what used to be one single image is now 2 images. And so you might be thinking, yeah, what's the big deal with that? When you're creating your tailored instructional resources for your kiddos, believe me, little tips and tricks like this will make a huge difference when it comes to being efficient. So I'm just going to make these a little bit smaller. And what I want you guys to do next is I want you guys to take this time to really add more images within this classroom, kind of personalize them. Think of 2 things that you're gonna want your kids to guess about you, or to know about you, I should say. All right, now go ahead and press pause and keep adding more images, as many as you can. If you want, you're more than welcome to go all the way to the last slide, which is slide 12. And you can actually copy and paste some of these things here. So for example, if I wanted this frame right here, I can copy it, come up here and paste it on there. So you can feel free to go ahead and do those things. And when you're ready, you can come and press play and we can move on. Alrighty, so by now we should have already added all our images. I want you guys to go ahead and change this welcome message. Go ahead and personalize it. And then once we're done, this is what we're going to do. We're going to select this slide number 1. And here's a quick tip. Control D will duplicate that slide. So we want to duplicate it a total of 3 more times. So I'm selecting slide 1, and I know I've selected it because it had like that yellow opaque overlay. And I'm going to click Control D, and that duplicates that slide. I'm going to do it once more and once more for a total of 4 slides. I'm only planning on having 2 clues. So if you're going to have another clue, then you need to add another slide. The first slide is your introductory slide. The 4th slide is your congratulatory slide. I hope I said that right. So now go to slide 2. I'm on slide 2, and we're just going to replace this and type in clue number 1. All right. And then go to slide 3 and type in clue number 2. And then go to slide 4 and type in congratulations. All right, so go ahead and do that. And now let's move on. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to go to slide 2. What you're going to do is just click enter or return. You're going to add another slide. I'm going to remove these right here. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to change the background. And I'm going to choose a color to signify that it's wrong. So I'm going to choose red and done. And then I'm going to go to shapes and I'm going to get a rectangle. And this is just something that I aesthetically like to do. You don't have to do this. So I made a rectangle and kind of made it smaller than the original slide. And I have to change this to the actual white because it always comes out with like that light grayish. And I want to add a black border and change the weights to something heavy. So I'm going to use 8 points. And there we have it. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to shapes, grab another rectangle, and this time create a little bit of like a title. So right here, just like this, again, black, and then the outline, I want to make sure it's black as well. So after this, you can always add text to shapes if you double click. Now you can't really see it because of the color. So I'm going to go ahead and make it maybe white. So now you can see the little indent line, right? And so go to center it, and we're going to change the font. Y'all can choose to do whatever kind of font you want. And the size, I'm going to go with 40 there. And I'm going to put nope, try again. So there we have it. So you guys can customize that however you'd like. Once you're done with that, you select that slide 3 and Control D. We're going to duplicate that slide. This time, this is going to be like your correct slide. So I want to change the color to a green. So I'm going to change background. You have to make sure though that you select the actual slide. So if you select this, you won't be able to change background. You won't get that formatting option. So I'm going to make sure I'm selecting the slide, change background, and I'm going to change it to green this time. And done. And the text is going to say, I'm just going to put correct clue. And then you can put whatever your clue actually was or whatever you want the kids to see. So now we've got our no and our correct. So what we're going to do next is we're going to create buttons. Let's start off by going all the way back to slide 1, which is your introductory slide. And we want the kids to start practicing using those buttons. So we're gonna create a button here. Start with shapes. And I like to use the rounded rectangle just because to me it feels like an actual button. So I'm gonna select that one, make it on the bottom right. I'm gonna change the color to maybe yellow with a black outline. Give it some weight. All right, I like 8 better. And so then remember, shapes, you can add text. So double click on it and I'm going to center it. I'm going to change the font to this one and I'm going to type in the word next. There we go. Perfect. So now I have my next button. You can choose any color you want. And once I have that button, I'm going to copy it, Control C, and I'm actually going to skip slide 2, go to slide 3 and paste. But this button is actually going to say back. Now, I don't really like the color yellow and the red. It just seems a little McDonald-ish. So I'm going to change it to red as well. So there you have it. And then I'm going to go to correct, add the button again. So Control V. And this one is going to say next because it's going to go to your next clue. But I want to change the color because I don't know. It's just something that this works for me a lot better. So there you have it. Now you've got your buttons there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to slide 2 and we're going to find that one item that's going to be your correct clue. I'm going to choose the tumbler for my tea. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to click on Control K. And that automatically activates your linking feature. You can also, once you select your item, you can go to the top and look for Insert Link, and that'll give you also that option. So if they select the correct item, the correct answer to my clue, then I want them to go to slide 4, which is my green slide. So I'm going to go to slides in this presentation and I'm going to scroll up to slide 4 and I'm going to make sure I hit apply. There you have it. So now that I have that one selected, here comes the best part, guys. The mystery behind this and how it works. You're going to go ahead and go to shapes and grab a rectangle. And I want you guys to cover the entire slide, the entire thing. All right. And now that you've covered this entire thing, you're going to hyperlink this shape to the wrong slide. So in this case, it's 3. So I'm going to just move it up because if I bring it down, I won't be able to see that linking option. So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to click on Control K. And I want this one to be hyperlinked to slide 3. And it might not make a lot of sense right now, but believe me, it will. And I'm going to click Apply. And the next thing we're going to do, though, is move it over a little. We want our cup, our item, whatever item you have, to be on top of this shape. All right. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on order and I'm going to click on bring to front, all the way to the front. So this is how you want it to look. Right. Just like this. You see what I just did? This is your goal. So if you need a little bit of time, go ahead and click pause and mess with it or go back and see how I just did that. But your final product should look like this at this moment. What you need to do next is you want to make sure that you've selected this rectangle that you have over your entire slide. And you're going to go to the paint fill and you're going to go to transparent. You're going to go to the border and you're going to go to transparent. Okay? So check this out, guys. You're going to click present. Remember that we hyperlinked this transparent image we just created to the wrong slide so that every time they click on the wrong image, it takes them to no, try again. So again, nope, try again. We're clicking everywhere and it's try again. Anywhere they click, they're being sent to no, go back. But now if we click on this one, which is the correct one, it goes to the right slide. Did y'all see how that worked? Now let's actually link these buttons. So I'm going to click on slide 3. And if I want this to go back, then I'm going back to slide 2. So Control K, slides in this presentation, slide 2, make sure you always hit apply. I always forget. And then I'm going to go to slide 4. And if this one is correct, then I want it to go to slide 5. So Control K and go to slide 5, which is clue number 2. And then let's go all the way back up to slide 1. And because we want them to start practicing their buttons, we're going to link this one, even though it's the very next slide, we're still going to hyperlink it to slide 2. So Control K, slides in this presentation, slide 2, apply. Let's check it out one more time from the beginning. Let's click on present and now they read it. Click on next. Here's clue number 1. They click the wrong one. Back, correct, all right. Wrong clue, back. Now let's click on the right clue, the answer. Here it is. All right, so now this one should take us to clue number 2. There we go. We did it. Okay, guys. Now, here's the next thing. We're going to add a couple of no's here just to kind of personalize our slides presentation here. I'm going to give you a couple of options that you can use. The very first thing you can use is insert image, search the web, and maybe a no sign that, no sign. Let's see what comes out. So here's one. We can click on this one, drag it over. So you have the option of just having an image just like this one that says no. What else can you do? If you have this extension, the Giphy or Jiffy extension, you can go to it and search for nope. And you can actually drag whatever you see over. Pass up on that one and go with this one. And so there you have it. If you're using your Chrome browser under your school account, sometimes the Giphy extension will be blocked. What can you do? You can actually go to giphy.com. So www.giphy.com. I felt like I did a lot of W's. And you can actually grab them from here. Another thing I like to do is I have the Giphy app on my phone and I made a GIF of myself and I linked the account to the website. And excuse that, that was another activity. And so here I have a nope, try again. So look how easy it is. I actually made that on my phone, but because my accounts are linked, I'm going to click on this one. It copied it to my clipboard. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go to insert image by URL, paste that Giphy, and now I'm on here as well. So I'm just trying to show you a lot of different options. It has that border, but I can go here and make it transparent. So here's another option, lots of different options to choose from. The last option, because we are in this Bitmoji craze, the last option is actually using your Bitmoji. So I have the Chrome extension here and I'm going to look for something that says nope or no. So this one's awesome, perfect. And so I'm not saying use all of these, but I wanted to show you different options that you have to showcase that, to say, nope, you got it wrong. So those are just examples, guys. This one's driving me crazy. These are just examples. I want you guys to see that there's a lot of different options. Same thing goes for the correct one. So once it's correct, you can actually do this. Noticed in my last one, I had the chalkboard again and it said a little bit about that clue. You can just go to whichever slide presentation and grab that chalkboard and paste it on there. You would add your details. You can also additionally add some more Bitmojis or some Jiffies or Giphies, whatever team you're on. Are you a Jiffy or a Giphy? So go ahead and press pause and personalize this one however you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same real quick. The last thing before we move on to clue number 2, if you go to slide number 3, we want our kids to use that back button. If they try to move forward by clicking on the slide, we don't want them to go to the correct slide because the slide right after that is the correct one. So we're going to do the same thing like we did for slide 2. Go ahead and go to slide 2. And I'm going to select that transparent image that I have and I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it. So let me just show you. I'm going to add like this gray just so that you can see. There it is. But what do we have to do in order for that button to work? We need to bring that button forward. So I'm going to just kind of slide this over, select that button, and I'm going to right click, order, bring to front. Perfect. And I just colored it gray just so that you guys can see what I was doing. Additionally, if they're clicking anywhere here, I don't want them to take them anywhere. So I want them to be taken back to this same slide. And I'll show you right now what I mean. So this should be slide 3, which is where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and just because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about, I'm going to change this to transparent. And let's start from the top. Present. And they read the clue. I'll show you right now the audio, how to do that. And click on next. And then they're clicking on the wrong one. Let's now notice, even though I am clicking everywhere within this slides presentation, it's not moving me forward because I've hyperlinked it to this same slide. So it is taking me somewhere, but it's to the same slide right here. I hope that makes sense. And so now let's go back, and now let's click on the correct clue. Perfect. And then next, and we're good. We did it. All right. So if you want to do clue number 2 on your own, you can pause me and try and do it on your own. If not, let's do it. And I'm going to try to do it really quick just so that we can save some time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab slides 3 and slides 4, and we're going to copy them. So Control C. I've selected both. If you don't know how to select both, let me show you really quick. You select number 3, you click the Shift button, and then select 4, and then you can release both of them. Control C. Now go to slide 5, and now Control V, so that they can come out underneath slide 5. All right. The next thing we're going to do is go to slide 5. We're going to hyperlink our next clue. So let's say I want my puppy dog to be my next clue instead of my babies. My puppy dog here. I'm going to select her, Control K, and because it's the correct one, let's look down our slides, and I want it hyperlinked to slide 7. So I'm going to go slides in this presentation, slide 7, apply. What do I need next? I need that transparent image. I can easily create it, but I'm being lazy. So I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to copy it, paste it, and let me just show you that it's there. I'm going to add this color just so that you see it's there. And I'm going to move it over because I need my puppy dog to be on top of this layer so that when they click on the right one, which will be my puppy, it'll take them to the right slide. So I'm going to right click, order, bring to front, drag that back, and I'm going to make sure that if they click on anywhere here, it's going to take them to the wrong slide. So what slide does this one, the transparent shape, what slide does it need to be hyperlinked to? In this case, it's 6. So let me move it on up, and I'm going to click on this edit link. I'm going to remove that one, and I want it to go to slide 6. And so apply, bring it back down, and now make it actually transparent. Here we go. Now let me look at slide 6, and with slide 6, I'm going to make it just so that you guys see what I'm doing here. There we go. This one needs to go back, but not back to slide 2, back to slide 5. I hope this is making sense and we're getting kind of like the hang of it. So slide 5, apply, and this one, I want them to click on it and be sent to the same slide. So this one should say slide 6. So I'm going to go up, slide 6, there it is. And now I'm going to make it transparent. Perfect. Last thing is, I believe it's this link. And this link, I want them to be taken to where it says, congratulations, you did it. So that's slide 8. So I'm going to edit it. Here we go. Slide 8 and apply. And so now I'm going to go to slide 5, and I'm going to present from slide 5, and I'm going to double check that all my links and my transparent images are right. So present. This is clue 2. So this is my puppy dog. So first I want to see if I'm wrong. So I'm going to click anywhere. Okay. And I'm going to click anywhere in this slide. Good. It's taking me back to this same slide. Now let's click on that back button to clue 2. So all that is right. So now my puppy dog is the correct answer. Awesome. And now next. All right. We did it, guys. That's the main thing. That's how you get this done. Now we have 2 more things we want to work on. We want to work on the Flipgrid, which is where the kids are going to answer, right? Respond verbally. And then the last thing we have left to do is how you're going to send this out so that it sends out under presentation mode. All right. So let's get started with the Flipgrid. We want to create those links. So if you want to try and take that on yourself, go ahead, press pause, and make a link right on the correct slides. So you want to make one here that says link. And you want to make one over here that's on slide 4 and 7 that say link. So I'm going to go ahead and make it with you either way. So here, I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to paste and I'm going to put it up here and it's going to say link. There we go. And I'm going to remove the hyperlink just for now. Here we go. And I'm going to copy this one and take it over to slide 7. Perfect. So now that we have that, let's go over to Flipgrid. Here is my Flipgrid. I don't want to take too much time. There are a ton of videos out there. It did recently get an update. So if you watch an older video, you might see things a little different than how they look right now. So I would recommend anything done as of July 2020 will be updated. This is the new updated look. Topics are what we're working with. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a topic. And I'm going to title this topic just for the sake of this activity, clue number 1. You can add information here, whatever you'd like. You can set up the recording time. We're thinking about our TELPAS kiddos. TELPAS in the state of Texas is a language proficiency assessment that our kiddos that are English learners have to take actually to 1 minute and 30 seconds, which are the 90 seconds that they have when they're taking that assessment. So there's a lot of different things that you can click here, like video moderation. I like that one because once kids submit, I want to be able to see what they're submitting before the entire class can see it. And if you don't want the rest of the class to see it, then you'd want to click that. So here is where you click the record video and you talk about yourself or what they just chose. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And so we'll try our best here and we'll say, all right, you did it. That's my first clue. This is a little bit about myself and take as long as you need, 10 minutes max. There's some effects and some different options you can work with. So then next, try our best here. And let's say I like it. I'm going to click on next again and it's going to ask for a selfie. There we go. And then next. And so it uploads. It's ready, complete. I'm ready. I can access. These are for our kiddos. Once you set up those accounts, I do recommend that you go through those tutorials to check out how to set up Flipgrid and then create. And so now you have this option. This is the link that you're going to copy. And now let's take it back to your template. And I'm going to go to my first link and I'm going to Control K, Control V, paste, and apply. So that when we present and the kids click on that one, it's going to take them to that activity. And so, of course, the kids will sign in with their Google account or their Microsoft account. And I'm not going to do the other one because you guys can go back and play again. But the next thing is I want to show you how to add those audio files that we were working on that I was showing you earlier. It's actually quite simple. It's called vocaroo.com. Super simple, easy to use, user-friendly. You click on this red button and it's already recording. This is where you add your first clue or your instructions for your kids, especially if you want them to practice that listening domain. So I'm going to click stop. I can play it to listen back to see how I sounded. And it's already recording. This is where which is extremely important for our kiddos who take that TELPAS, which is that language proficiency assessment. They get those options to listen back and hear themselves as well. So if you ever want to use this tool for your kiddos instead of just the teacher part, you're welcome to use that. It's really user-friendly. So I'm going to click on save and share, and I'm going to download this one. Once you download it, you're going to upload it on your drive. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to be really quick and show you how to do that. I have a folder here that I myself created and I called it audio files. So I'm going to double click on that one to open it up. I'm going to right click, I'm going to upload files, and on Vocaroo, it always uploads it under the date. So that's the name of it. So here we have it, and I'm going to click on open. One thing you always have to keep in mind is you have to also change the settings to your audio file. So what you want to do is right click, get shareable link, but you want to make sure that the settings are, I like to just put anyone with links so that I don't have any problems. So I'm going to click on done and I'm going to go to insert audio. And here it is, the Vocaroo 06, August 06, select, and there you have it. So I'm gonna move it over right here and I'm gonna press play. And it's already recording. This is where you add your first clue or you can actually make it start automatically as soon as they go to that slide or on the click. So that's totally and completely up to you. So that's how the audio file works. The last thing, guys, if you're gonna be sharing this out, then you wanna share it out under present view or preview mode. So what you're gonna do, it's really simple. You're gonna go up here to your URL and you're gonna find everything after that last forward slash. So if you notice, there's this edit section. Everything after that forward slash from edit on, you're gonna wanna delete and you're gonna wanna type preview. And you're going to copy this one, and I wanna show you how it's gonna look like if you add it in your Google Classroom, if you add it on Schoology or Microsoft Teams. So I'm gonna go to another tab and I'm gonna go ahead and paste it there. And this is how your kids would view it as soon as they click on that link. And there you have it. Now, if you're interested in getting rid of this navigation toolbar here where the kids can just go here and click through this, I'm gonna link a video below in the description. Super quick, I think it takes 4 minutes to view, and you'll be able to do that and get rid of that also. So trying to eliminate the kids clicking forward. One thing, little disclaimer that it doesn't do is that there's no way for us to get away from the kids using the keyboard and the forward arrow. So if I go like this, the kids can do that. There's really no way to get around that, but we did try our best by using buttons and hyperlinking that same slide. I really hope you guys like that. I hope I gave it justice and justice to your time, because I know this is going to be a very lengthy video. But guys, if there's one thing I try to do is always give you a detailed, clear, and concise video for your tutorials. I do highly recommend that you guys do that hands-on session. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that every time I upload new content, you'll get notified. Thank you guys. Have a good one and stay safe.